サイコクラッシャー。
Hey everyone, this is John Catalyst Gray from EventHubs, and I wanted to talk to you guys about my EVO 2022 impressions. First off here, you can see that I'm walking through the EVO arcade cabinet setup, and this is really cool because all the arcade cabs are all free play, and there's about 100 cabinets here featuring a ton of fighting games, a bunch of other stuff. People were like constantly playing at the venue. It was really cool to walk through here and play a handful of games. EVO 2022 was far more like a convention than a typical fighting game tournament. I'm actually not quite used to this because most of fighting game tournaments I go to, that's basically it. There's a fighting game there, a handful of fighting games there I should say, and that's kind of what you get. And EVO 2022 is very different. The artist alley, all the exhibitors, there were tons of stuff to do there. If you went 0-2 in tournament and just got knocked out and you wanted to find something else to do, there was plenty of activities to do there. I've also been to tournaments where it was wall-to-wall people, and where it's very hard to move around and just kind of feel comfortable. EVO 2022 had such a big venue at the Mandalay Bay, like there was plenty of room to walk around with. You weren't wall-to-wall people, easy to find your setup. It was just one of the better setups I've seen for a fighting game tournament in quite some time. I also got quite a bit of time with Street Fighter 6, and I'll be having another video here coming up talking about my hands-on impressions and all that other kind of stuff with that game here very soon. Anyway, pretty much all throughout both days, Friday and Saturday, the arcade cabinets here that you can see, they were pretty much filled with people. You didn't have to wait long. A lot of setups were open, but it was pretty much a constant stream of people. So if you wanted to get some competition in like Third Strike or some of the Neo Geo games, like that was all available to you pretty much like every single hour of the day at the venue. You can also see here the artist alley, which I think there was around 20 to 30 people set up in there in different types of artwork styles, like all the games you can think of in the fighting game community. I found this really cool Rose, an 8-bit version that is up on my Twitter, and there's just so much other stuff that's out there that was just really, 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 really cool. Also, I played in the Street Fighter 5 tournament at EVO and went 3-2 overall. Ended up playing the former Capcom Cup second place finisher in like my second match, so that did not go too well for me, but actually learned quite a bit from watching Top 8 and then talking with players and stuff over the weekend. It was a really cool way to kind of brush up on my skills and get to a better spot. But overall, I've had a really great time at EVO. This is my third EVO that I went to. The last time I went there was EVO 2011, I believe. So it's been 11 years since then. But you know, everyone was masked up. You had to be vaccinated to get into the door. All that kind of stuff. Like they did as much as they could to protect people. But the infamous word is the Ebola virus there that people pick up are, you know, COVID, flu, cold, you know, whatever you want to name. And you know, it's these FGC events are definitely, you know, going to have issues with that kind of stuff. I think every single one has had that so far. But with some time here, and as we build up that herd immunity here in the fighting game community, we're gonna have less issues with, you know, people getting sick at all these tournaments and stuff. But this EVO was really wonderful. It was extremely well done, top to bottom. Expect no less from the team behind it. They do a terrific job, you know, every single year out there. This is one of the premier events to go to. Obviously, the largest fighting game community event, you know, on the planet. You know, this one, and I love going to Capcom Cup as well. So it's very likely I'll come back in future years and stuff, and you know, just as opportunity presents itself and I can make it out to these events, I love going to them. There were a ton of booths set up, as you can see here, stuff from Capcom, SNK, other companies. Everything was in really, you know, easy walking distance. Well, not actually got in quite a bit of walking. If you go to Vegas, you know, you're kind of used to that. But it was, you know, it was really great. This is such a wonderful tournament to attend. This is really one of the highlights of the fighting game community. People were super friendly. Got wonderful photos of the cosplayers here. The great costumes. Just it's just such a magical kind of fighting game experience when you go out to these events. You really get to see you know, all the, you know, players and your friends and other stuff, and you know, it's a whole different kind of atmosphere out there. It's a whole kind of different special thing when you're up there and you're just surrounded literally wall-to-wall fighting game players. That is just, you know, it's a dream come true for me. I love going to EVO. I remember competing at just like, you know, a pizza parlor and other stuff like that back in the day, and thinking, you know, there's like 30 people who play these games in my area if I'm lucky, you know, and just to see the thousands of people at EVO and just kind of to feel that experience and whatnot, it was so much fun. So I highly recommend going. EVO, like I said, is just one of the premier events in the fighting game community, and very much worth your time, effort, and energy if you can make it out to them. So as I mentioned, Street Fighter 6 impressions coming soon. I'll give a quick preview on that one. Love the game. It's very fun to play. We've got a story coming up here on the website with me playing with Punk, Victor Woodley. And I got quite a bit of hands-on time with the game. It's really fun. It was very enjoyable. Only 4 characters in there, but I played all 4 of them. And so yeah, I'm going to have a big breakdown here of that coming up in the very near future, as soon as I can get the video done. A lot of content here coming from EVO. And anyway, so hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please give a shout out here in the comments if you enjoyed this content.